Good afternoon, students. Due to COVID lockdown, I couldn't cover last portion of the electromagnetism and its tutorial classes. What we shall do is today in this video I will show how refractive index is connected to electrical and magnetic properties of the medium. Now we have noted that propagation of time varying electric field and magnetic field they propagate like waves. In free space they travel with the speed of light. Therefore, with another insight that magnetic field affects the polarization of the light, Maxwell concluded that light is also electromagnetic waves. Since light propagation is characterized in optics through Fermat principle and another physical parameter refractive index. Therefore, when we say light is electromagnetic wave, we should connect this optical property to some of the electrical and magnetic properties of the medium. In this tutorial class, I will show that how this refractive index is related to electrical and magnetic properties of the medium. Later, we consolidate our understanding thus gained to solve two or three problems. Philosophy of learning or understanding is to solve problems based on that concepts. With this ideology, we will carry forward this tutorial classes. In free space, its electrical parameter, that is electrical permittivity, is epsilon naught, and its magnetic permeability is mu naught. Now we will study, already we have noted, let us know how time varying electric field and magnetic field propagates in the free space. Del spatial variation of electric field is connected to time variation of the electric field by this equation, dou square E by dou t square. Similarly, spatial variation of the magnetic field is connected to temporal variation, that is, as the time variation is connected to time variation of the magnetic field by this equation. Both of these equations are similar to wave equation. In 3 dimension, wave equation, standard wave equation is this one. Only thing, instead of V, here epsilon mu's are there. Therefore, we can conclude that time varying electric field and magnetic field, they propagate like waves in the vacuum or free space. Instead of V square, we have 1 over epsilon naught mu naught. Therefore, velocity of the electromagnetic waves in free space is given by square root of 1 by epsilon naught mu naught. After getting these equations, Maxwell substituted known values of epsilon naught and mu naught, and he obtained value of 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Meter per second. And already known value for the speed of light, he concluded that this is very near to the speed of light, and he knew another effect in optics. Polarization of the light wave can be altered using magnetic field and electric field. Therefore, he thought that since the values also agrees very well, he concluded that light is also electromagnetic wave, and therefore already for the speed of light c was used, symbol c was used. Therefore let us call this as, instead of v, c, that is the speed of the light in the free space or vacuum is c, and that is related to epsilon naught and mu naught of the free space by this equation. Similarly, whenever we are going to have an ideal dielectric, ideal in the sense it has no conductivity, dielectric medium, electric medium, let us characterize its electric parameter, that is electrical permittivity by epsilon, and its magnetic permeability as mu. Okay, not epsilon naught and mu naught, because they are the electrical and magnetic permittivity for the free space. Now we will use the symbols epsilon and mu. We can show that even in dielectric medium, ideal dielectric medium, electric field, time varying electric field propagates like waves characterized by this is epsilon dou square E by dou t square similarly for B also. Therefore, now instead of mu naught epsilon naught, we have electromagnetic wave speed is given by, in any dielectric medium, wave speed is given by, electromagnetic wave speed is given by 1 by epsilon mu. We will note these formulae for C and V. Now, since light is also electromagnetic wave, motion of the light is characterized by or described by Fermat's law and using one optical parameter called refractive index. We have to relate this refractive index to epsilon and mu's. How we will do that? Let us see slowly. We will define refractive index usual symbol is nowadays n, is equal to by definition it is the ratio of speed of light in vacuum or free space to the speed of light, speed of light in medium, in the medium. For whichever medium we are going to define refractive index, for that we define refractive index by speed of light in the free space or vacuum to the speed of light in the medium. Now we will use the earlier formula. Speed of light n is equal to speed of light in the free space, that is c, and speed of the light in the medium, that will be v. Okay, as already shown, c is given by 1 by square root of epsilon naught mu naught divided by velocity of the light, that is given by 1 by square root of epsilon mu. And as you know, this can be written as square root of, this will go to the numerator, and epsilon mu divided by epsilon naught mu naught, that is our refractive index n. And we know that epsilon divided by epsilon naught, that is the dielectric constant. Okay, dielectric constant, usually denoted by symbol K or epsilon, or relative permittivity. Okay, relative permittivity, and this mu by mu naught is relative permeability, mu r. Okay, n will be given by this formula. You note down this formula, because during the solving of numerical problems we require this formula. Refractive index for any dielectric medium is given by square root of product of relative permittivity and relative permeability. For most of the dielectrics are non-magnetic. Not every dielectric is non-magnetic, but most of them are non-magnetic. For non-magnetic dielectric medium, we have this mu r. Since they are not magnetic, mu r is equal to 1. Mu r is equal to 1. Therefore, refractive index nr will become square root of epsilon r, that is dielectric constant. And for a non-magnetic dielectric medium, if we know dielectric constant, then we can estimate the refractive index. Similarly, if we know the refractive index, we know the dielectric constant. Okay,